So my name is Gary Welker. I'm the tech service rep for the state of Indiana, and one of the trials / demonstrations that we did here at Fowler this year was our competitive fungicide trial. Right? And so to lay a little groundwork on what we did here, there's not a lot of disease that you can count on in this area year in, year out, so we had to kind of stack the deck a little bit so we could show what we wanted to show. So we picked a hybrid that was very sensitive to northern corn leaf blight. Right? And so symptoms of northern corn leaf blight are the typical, you know, cigar shape, canoe shape type of lesions, and you can see there's lots of them on this leaf because this is an untreated leaf, right? And so to help make sure that we had disease here, I had a field that was pretty heavily infested with northern corn leaf blight last year, and so I harvested a bunch of leaves at harvest time last year, and then this year when the corn was pretty small, right before it looked like we were going to get a rainy spell, I came in here and I distributed, you know, these corn leaves all over the place to provide some inoculum. We got some rain, got perfect conditions for disease development, and voila, you know, we got lots of northern corn leaf blight. And then right at tasseling time, we came in and did our competitive fungicide treatments here. So again, this is the untreated, and you can see there's lots of lesions. You know, they're almost to the tassel, so substantial yield loss will occur because of this, right? And so then the first treatment is our headline amp. So this used to be our #1 product, but it's dropped down to, I guess, second tier for us because we have our new products, Veltima, and actually Revitec is in here also. Right? And so this is headline amp, and there's some northern corn leaf blight lesions, but it's substantially better than the untreated. So you can see some here, and they're getting up there in a canopy, but there's less quantity of them. All right, and then the next treatment here is one of our competitors, so this is Approach Prima at the standard rate, and you can see that it's better than the untreated, and all of these better be better than the untreated, otherwise, you know, they better, you know, find something else. But so you can see that there's some lesions, and the lower canopy is substantially affected, and again, there's going to be some yield loss compared to, you know, the better ones in here. All right, and so number 3 is our first treatment here of our new product Veltima at the 7-ounce rate. I actually put it in here twice. I put it in at 10 ounces, which is down a little bit. We'll show that to you. But this is by far the best that we've seen so far. Right? You have some low lesions when those are the ones are from the infection period, because I came in here when this corn is about knee high, and I just started throwing this residue around, walking back and forth, kind of evenly distributing this in this block. And then the same hybrids are in the second block, but those are completely untreated. So when we harvest, we'll actually have untreated on the ends, but we'll have, you know, treatment 1 through 9. And then on the back side, we'll have the same thing that's untreated. So we'll have a very good comparison. Besides the untreated, are in the same block. So again, this is Veltima at 7 ounces. And you can see that there's no lesions that I can see, maybe one above the ear. So, and that's what we're trying to protect. You know, the corn plants or corn leaves above the ear. All right, and so this is Lucento, another one of the competitors. So this is the standard rate of 5 ounces. And it's done a very good job, but you can see a few lesions in here that are right at about the ear leaf, right? Above the ear leaf, you're pretty good, but right at the ear leaf, there's some lesions in there, right? So it didn't quite perform as well as our 7 ounces of Veltima. So this next treatment is Veltima at 10 ounces. And again, like the 7 ounces, you know, from the ear leaf up, there's just nothing. It's clean. I mean, there's just no lesions at all. And there's actually very few below the lesions. There's some nitrogen deficiency down there, but other than that, there's really no northern corn leaf blight lesions. All right, so next treatment is Dilara Complete. So this would be, you know, one of our major competitors. And again, you can see that you have lots of lesions at the ear leaf, and they're, you know, obviously going way up there. I mean, I can see some almost to the top of the canopy, getting close to the tassel. So again, it's better than untreated, but it's, you know, not anywhere close to what we're doing with our fungicides. All right, and so Revitec, normally we think about Revitec for soybean treatment, but it is also labeled for corn. So there's some retailers that want to do one product, and if they're heavy soybeans, they may elect to just use Revitec on corn. Right, and so you can see again, it's clean. I mean, you have a little bit in lower canopy from when I did the, the inoculation process, but other than that, there's just really nothing in there. And again, you have almost the same amount of Revysol, the new active ingredient that's in Veltima and also in Revitec, right? And so the last two treatments are Miravis Neo at 13.7 ounces. And you can see that you have lots of lesions at the ear leaf, and it's moving up into the canopy. It's maybe, 3/4 of the way up. So again, better than untreated, but it has a substantial amount of northern corn leaf blight lesions. And then the last treatment is also a Syngenta product. This is Travapro at 13.7 ounces, and it almost looks identical to what we see with the Miravis Neo. So you've got lesions, at the ear leaf and above, and so we see that. So we basically took, and I guess I want to say it's simulated, but this is real world. I mean, if you're facing northern corn leaf blight, you're going to have, these kind of results. So if you're not in northern corn leaf blight geography, and let's say it's gray leaf spot, maybe next year I'll try to do that, but I have other locations across the state where there's gray leaf spot that we see kind of the same results. We're seeing really good performance out of the Veltima when we're comparing it to even our own headline amp, but then to the competitors. And then I actually live a little bit farther north here, so I'm in right in the middle of tar spot geography, and for the last couple of years I've had trials way up there with Purdue, and we have different numbers for these trials, but C41 and C61, for the last 2 years, we've won that trial hands down as far as performance on keeping tar spot down, keeping it under control, and then ultimately we've wound up with the best yields out of those trials. And I have, similar or almost identical trials again this year at that same location with Purdue, doing those trials. For more information about BSF fungicides, contact your local BSF representative or your local supporting retailer.